Okay, so I'm going to make a little earthquake simulator because why not? I've got my Arduino and my connector. I've got my little servo and some servo parts. I've got my little mini breadboard and 3 wires. I've also got a little screwdriver to put my servo together. Your servo may already be together, but it also may have different parts. Basically, we're just gonna, here in a second, what's the word? We're gonna connect a plate to it. You could probably just stick it on there and have it connect. But you know, if you're a super crazy person, you can either use this is probably what I'm gonna do in a minute, is use this to connect a paper plate to it. So actually I'm gonna use this bigger one. So I can connect this on here and that will use this to move. So this little servo can basically move 180 degrees, so it can't rotate. It doesn't rotate all the way around like a motor. It'll go 90, 90, 90, 90, so 180 total. Now, when you're putting this together, it is important because all of these different colors mean something. So for this one, the brown one, I'm going to use brown to purple because it just seems like it matches the most. This needs to go to ground. So I'm going to pick, doesn't matter which ground. So I'm going to pick that to go to ground. Then I'm going to connect the power. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to power it with the 5 volts. So 5 volts. And I'm going to connect it to the power. And the power is the center one that's here. So the center one is my red one, is the center one. And so that's the one I've connected to power. Oh my gosh, I just connected the wrong one. Brown is ground. So brown is ground. That's the one that I've connected to ground. I've done it correctly. The center one is the power. The good news is if I do it wrong, it'll just fry the board and that's fine. And then I want to send a digital output to it of D8. So the digital output is just going to go to the yellow cord. So my white's going to my yellow. Again, it doesn't matter what the colors are. Really, all we're trying to do, oh, I don't even need this, never mind. The colors don't matter, we're just connecting things directly. And so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a paper plate and I'm gonna put it on top of this so that then I can shake things. But right now I'm just gonna leave it like this so that I can watch it move around whenever I connect it to my computer. So something important you're going to want to do whenever I was plugging this thing in, I actually plugged it into D8, which isn't going to work because D8 is for regular digital input. And if you look, it doesn't have a tilde next to it. And the tilde is for something called pulse width modulation. So at least on my Uno board on D9 and above, it's got this tilde, which means that it can kind of give it a thing between like on or off. It's got like digital versions of analog signals, which is a whole other thing, but you know, we're gonna go with it. Okay, but then what we really want to do is we want to be able to talk to our Arduino, but we need to tell it specifically that we're going to be using servos. Now, in order for this to happen, we have to kind of load the servo information. And in order to do that, assuming you've already got your Arduino plugged into your computer, you have to be able to know what it's connected to. So you're going to go to your Arduino Explorer, and mine says that it's connected over COM14. So that's really important, and the board is called Uno. So the board is Uno, and it's on COM14. Okay, so that means now I want to connect A equals Arduino, and it's COM14 specifically. For me, yours might be different. Uno, and again, yours might be different, but for libraries, I want to add the servo library. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run that, and hopefully, oh, why are you mad at me? Invalid parameter libraries for Arduino function. Oh, did I misspell? I misspelled libraries, that's fine. Okay, so hopefully now it's gonna think about it for a while. And it might take a bit because I don't think I've ever used a servo library on this board, so it might have to like upload something. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but again, you don't have to understand every aspect of everything to exist because I mean, like, breathing and respiration is really complicated, and I'm not entirely sure how, you know, signals from my brain remind me not to hiccup, but you know, that's cool. So I'm going to let this run for a second. Doop de doop de doo. Okay, so that appears to be working now because I have this, so I don't want to run it multiple times. So this is just a communication test. So I'm going to save this as calm test. Awesome. All right, now I'm going to create a special variable for a line of communication called Servo, except I can't spell servo apparently, using the Arduino, and I want to talk to pin D9. So remember, not D8, because I had to move it, because D8 is not pulse width modulation. So now we're going to try something. I'm going to say right position on the servo. I want to go to the position 0.5. And so check it out and see what happens when I run this. Oh my gosh, look, it moved. Okay, now if I run this again, nothing's going to happen because it's at position 0.5. Why did you yell at me again? It's because pin 9 is already being reserved. Oh, okay, so actually not only can I not redo A, I also can't redo S. So now I can come in and I can say position 1. Yay, position 0. So the valid positions are 0 and 1. So 0, and then if I go 1, it should go 180 around. It does! Look at that, I'm the most amazing. So for position going from 0 to skipping by 0.1s or 0.2s apparently to 1, let's right position, pause, and end. But I might put like a, let's just see what happens. Yay! Can't really tell I did anything. Okay, so it's trying to go to 0. Let's do a pause so it has a chance to get there. Yay! And then I'll put a little teeny weeny pause here. Oh, that's so fantastic. Look at my little servo, it's doing stuff. Oh my goodness, look, I can talk to a thing in real life using a computer and make it do stuff. This is like the ultimate in, I don't know, but it's kind of cool. Okay, this makes me super happy. Okay, now for funsies, let's do this in Appdesigner. Okay. Doop de doo de doo de doo de doo. And just so you know, and you're like, she just did this in like 4 minutes, but then you're not going to see like the 17.5 hours of cussing and yelling at MATLAB later, clicky, clicky, that, or earlier that you completely missed. Okay, so essentially what I want to happen is I want to create some properties. I'm going to call it, instead of just calling it A, that seems really small, I'm going to call it my Arduino, oops, except I'm going to spell Arduino right, and I'm going to call it my Servo. No reason to call it that besides A and S, except that A and S, I don't know, it just seems less personal, and I don't know, apps seem more personal. Okay, now I'm going to need to set these up whenever the app runs for the first time. So I'm going to go callback startup functions. Remember, in order to get this, you actually have to right click on that app, callbacks, add startup function. And I think I should be able to mostly copy paste these from over here and post them over here. So I'm going to call this my Arduino and shift enter, so that one becomes my Arduino. And I want this to become my Servo. All right, so I'm going to save this as app try. And I am not super confident that this is going to work, so let me just see if I can get this to run. Okay, I now have a button that does nothing. Well, it did something actually when I clicked on it. I guess that's just because it connected to the servo itself. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab my code from over here. I'm going to write the position and let's see, here we go. So right click, callback, add push button. Okay, paste. So to make this all pretty, remember I'm gonna select, you can't see it, select, where is the select all from here? Is it way up here? I'm just gonna go select all, Control all, and then Smart Indent is Control I. Okay, so that just makes it pretty. And everywhere I see an S, I wanna say not just my servo, but remember I need to do app.myservo, right? Because again, I'm talking about, ooh, up here too, app.myservo. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this, and in theory, when I clicky, oh, it gets mad. Invalid function, right position for inputs arguments of type double. Interesting. I wonder why that's the case. What is different between what I have over here and what I have over here? Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. It's like staring right at me. See how this is yellow, angry? Use app.myArduino to fix this. And app.myservo and servo.myArduino. I should know better than this. This is what I get for, being dumb all the time. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this, and now I think it'll work. Run. And in case you're ever wondering, how come she doesn't just do everything perfectly so I don't have to watch her make all these dumb mistakes? It's almost like it's a pedagogical strategy, except not pedagogy because you're probably an adult. It's an andragogical? I don't know. It's a teaching strategy, okay? So shut up. I'm trying to show you, look, people make mistakes and we just keep messing with it till we figure it out. Okay, clicky. Yay! Okay, so this is how I am going to use Appdesigner to talk to my servo, which will be awesome because then I can use it with an app that I've already created to make kind of like a earthquake simulator, and then I can use it to knock down fake buildings, which is going to be super awesome.